Hey Joe. Just trying to feel warm. It's cold this week in here. Oh jeez. Yeah, it's first weekend of summer and we're getting rain, storms, and upper elevations getting snow. It's getting to like 40 degrees at night. No, being from Wisconsin, people used to say that too for like the Midwest, but Montana they just say if you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes.
Alright, the track's heating up. It's now 100 Fahrenheit. You're the fastest overall. All clear here, watch the line. The leader has just done a 22.00. E2. Quickest overall.
Ooh, it's gonna be a fast lap.
Just run a 21.66.
Hey, Loken, how's it going? Oh, jeez. Thanks for the follow.
Right front, 123 Fahrenheit. Left front, 114 degrees. Traffic on exit, watch out.
Yeah, I wish I qualified for this. I'd be starting front row. Ooh, another fast lap. Come on.
You've just done a 21.57.
I think that's almost like 6 thousandths of a second off of the optimal time, apparently.
That lap was a 21.92.
Outside. Clear outside.
You've just done a 22.16. That lap was a 21.89. That lap was a 21.78.
Side. Still there. Still there. Still there. Still there. Clear low.
That lap was a 21.87. last time was 21.76.
Outside, outside. Clear high.
You've just done a 22.05. You've just run up 21.89. That lap was a 21.84. Don't speed. Alright, pit in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn now. Front right 94%, left front 99%. Pit exit's clear, go, go, go. Okay, got a car coming out of the pits. The last lap was 21.61. Second, you're now 0.17.
Outside. Still there, still there. Still there. Clear, clear outside. Outside. Clear high.
That puts you 1.02 off the pace. You've just run a 22.51.
You're outside.
That last lap was 21.79.
Still there.
Hello.
Still there. Still there. Still there. Stop. Still there. Still there. Still there. Outside clear.
This car exiting the pits, watch out. E2, that puts you 0.22 off the pace. That lap was a 21.72.
Outside. Clear high.
Bump 1 red. Alright, box in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, box now.
I think I'm
Right
gonna
front,
move
143 degrees. Front left, 124
this
Fahrenheit.
back up front.
You got traffic behind, be careful here. That puts you 0.18 off the pace. That lap was a 21.67. This car exiting the pits.
Dang it.
You're now 0.37 off the pace. You're now 0.21 off the pace. You've just run up 21.
Oh, okay, we're back.
That's the end of the session. Second.
Alright, let's go do a 40 lap street stock race. Oh, I start 4th? Nice. Not so bad.
Seconds. Car number 32. Your tires are cold. Be careful here. Rolling start here. Okay, stay behind 22. Outside row. Pace speed is 38 miles per hour. Green, green, green.
Outside. Still there at your door. Still there. Clear high. Door outside. Outside is clear.
The car in front is Carter, car 60, and the rating is 2.2. Car number 25 is now in the lead. Leader's just run up 21.91. Car in front's just done a 21.90. Car behind us has just done a 21.94.
Outside.
T4.
Still there at your door. Clear high.
Car ahead of us is Pearson, car number 22. The rating is 2.2. That's a new fastest lap for Allen, 21.80. You've just done a 22.08. That last lap was 22.32. It's a new quick lap for Carter, 21.79. Yellow's out. I think that Chris and Joe have gotten together.
Dang it.
Alright, the pace car's out. Okay, single file behind number 22. Pits are closed. Alright, pits are open. The pace speed is 40 miles per hour.
Hey Deja, how's it going? Oh, and Ravis. How are you guys doing? There's a bumper in the track still.
Pits are still closed.
I'm trying to figure out how to get around these cars on the front. They're a little bit slower, and it's a tiny track, so trying to figure out a way to do it in a way that doesn't wreck everybody.
You need to stay behind car number 60. The outside lane, pace car lights are out.
Hey, Weird Beard. Alright, let's go back green.
Pace car's in, get ready. flag. Third.
Working the bottom. Still there, door. Still there. Still there, right next to you. Still there, still there. Still there. Still there. Clear low. Inside, inside. Clear low. Still there, quarter.
4. You've just done a 22.33.
Still there at your door. Still there. 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 Still there.
D4.
Still there. Still there. Still there. Still there. Still there at your door. Still there. Still there, man. Still there. Still there. Clear low. Working the bottom. Still there. Inside is clear.
You've just run a 22.29.
Thought I could try to make the outside work. That's not the case. And Tom is blocking like crazy up there.
Pearson, car number 22, is now in the lead. The next car is starter, car number 60. The rating is 2.2. Bit.
Outside. Still there. Still there. Clear up top.
Whew. That was barely clear there. Oh well.
The car in front is less than car number 87. The rating is 2.2. Fourth.
Outside.
Allen, car number
Clear high. Clear high.
gap to less than heads now 0.24. D3. That's halfway. You got plenty of fuel. Let's go. That lap was a 21.82. Third. That lap was a 21.86.
Yeah, the leader's kind of losing it a little bit. Don't have enough time.
That lap was a 21.91. That lap was a 22.03.
Come on. Come on, Ton, I need you to make a move. Can I get under him here? Come on, come on, am I there? I can't tell if I'm there yet or not.
You've just done a 22.06. That lap was a 22.05.
Got a good run off that corner.
Outside. Can't tell, can't tell. Clear high, clear high.
Yeah, fucked up that corner.
lap. You're in line for a podium. We're on a podium. Great job.
Good win, Kenny. God, that's frustrating. Just follow the leader around this fucking track.
That's the end of the session. The pit speed limit is 35 miles per hour. Alright, box in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Box now. Right front, 88%. Right rear, 85%.
Well, at least we'll start the season out in third place and the points there. That's a good start. We've got the modified next. What are you guys all playing? You in Discord, probably? Oh, yeah. How does that guy have an 822 iRating? That is, like, pretty low. Waiting to farm. Well, you got at least 2 hours. Alright, let's see how rough it's going to be with this car here. Let me first make sure my 10 to 1. Yep, that is what I want.
Okay, pit exit is clear. Don't cross the line.
Gotta be super careful not to touch the curb in this car.
Up, it's now 105 degrees. B3. You're currently 0.32 off the pace. Your last time was 20.00. E2, good lap. That's the best in this session. You've just run a 19.65. overall. The last lap was 19.54. That lap was a 19.62. That lap was a 19.60. That lap was a 19.55. For the fastest overall. You've just done a 19.50.
Ooh, 19.4 is fast.
You've just run a 19.73. Okay, bump one red here. Box in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit now. Front right.
Alright guys, one second. I'm gonna go help with food quick, and then I'll be back. We've got 30 minutes before this race is ready yet, so BRB. Alright, chat, if anybody's here, I am here. I am just eating food quick now. And it looks like I've dropped down to 5th by 7/100ths of a second. That's fine. Alright, now we're race ready.
traffic on your exit here. Watch your mirrors. Your engine temps are back to normal. V6.
Am I gonna pull a fast lap on my out lap?
4. Good lap. Put your best so far.
Whoops.
Right front, 116 degrees. Front left, 111 Fahrenheit.
Oh, we got probably like a little bit till race is ready to go. 100 laps in the modified. Alright, 8 seconds. Oh, of course, my headset finally beeps at me that it's dying. If you guys are there, you should put in the chat where you think I'm gonna finish.
That's the end of the session. P4.
I'll let you know where I'm starting here in a second. Where are we starting? 8th. Who's all in front of me? There's a couple pretty fast guys up there. I'm behind the nerds guy again.
Seconds. Alright, the track temp is 97 Fahrenheit. The air temp is 73. We're about mid-pack today. Look to finish in P5.
P5 is where my crew chief wants me to finish. Okay, we'll shoot for top 5.
Stay behind car 60 on the outside column.
That'll start. This is the new season, so I'll start the championship points off pretty good too.
The pace speed is 38 miles per hour.
This might be a little bit of a wreck fest though, so we just gotta. I'm gonna try to be patient. Alright, going green, 100 laps in the SK Modified at Martinsville. The paperclip.
Green, green, green.
Working the bottom. Still there. Still there. Still there. Still there, door. Still there. Clear on the bottom. Working the bottom. Still there.
D9.
Clear low if you need it.
What the fuck?
Caution's out, back it down.
That was weird, it just fucking cracked loose.
Pace car's out. Stay single file behind number 79. Pits are closed. Alright, the pits are open. Pace car speed is 40 miles per hour.
Did somebody put a banana peel up there? That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like. It just snapped loose out of nowhere. I'm glad nobody hit me. Thanks, guys. Sorry I got in front of everybody there. Actually, that would be kind of fun. The realism of iRacing, but in Mario Kart, that would be kind of fun.
Okay, pits are open.
Or the big fucking missile. I can't remember its name, but
Alright, pits are closed. Pits are closed. We're finishing our ice cream.
I wasn't even. Yeah, I feel like I wasn't really doing anything on the outside. It just went. I just must have just caught some of the rubber marbles up there, and it just took me around.
Follow car 13. Okay, the lights are out.
Alright, let's try this again. Caution's my fault.
Alright, pace car's in. Go, go, go. We're in last.
Outside, outside. Clear outside.
That was a hard hit.
The next car ahead is Adam, car number 79, B license, and the rating is 1.5. D14.
God, I'm almost losing it again. What's going on?
The next car ahead of us is best driver, Chris, car 93. The rating is 1.5. The leader's just run a 19.56. Car behind's just done a 19.73. That's a new quick lap for Minato, 19.44. Car ahead has just done a 19.81.
Oh my god.
Inside. Clear low.
What is happening?
The That's a new fast lap for Renato, 19.38. You're last.
I am last. Thanks for letting me know.
The next car ahead is Joe, car 81, C license, and the rating is 2.0.
Outside. Clear high.
E14. Car behind you's just done a 19.55. Your last time was 19.64. E14. That lap was a 19.64. That lap was a 19.70. 19.82. The last lap was 19.85. That lap was a 19.72.
I do not know how to get around people at this track.
You've just done a 20.00. You've just done a 19.82. You've just run a 19.68. That's real consistent laps. Good job.
Outside, outside. Still there. Still there. Clear high.
The car in front is Sketchy Chris, car number 93, and the rating is 1.5, B13. You've just run a 19.70.
Can't tell if I'm catching this guy or not.
You've just done a 19.71. E13.
Okay, I am catching him.
Your match and race pace.
Reeling him in.
That's halfway. Plenty of fuel. No need to save. Let's go. That lap was a 19.66. You've just done a 19.80. That lap was a 19.87. You've just run a 19.77.
Come on, how do I get around them?
Your last time was 19.87.
Outside. Clear high.
P12. That lap was a 20.11. We're setting the pace at the moment. That lap was a 20.00. That lap was a 19.92. P12. That last lap was 19.70. Davis, car number 7, is now leading the race. Yellow's out. Pace car's out. Stay single file behind number 93.
I did not want to be restarting 12th.
Alright, pits are open. Pace car speed is 40 miles per hour. Okay, catch up to number 93. Pace car 4. Alright, the pace
Oh,
car
I'm
is
11th.
21.
Nice, beautiful. Okay, I like that. Must have been the leader that wrecked.
Pace car 2. Okay, pit's still closed. Follow number 13 on the inside. Pace car's in this time. Pace car in, turn 1. Alright, get ready. Pace car's in. Green's out.
Outside.
P10.
Too wide outside. Outside. Still there at your door. Still there. Still there. Still there. Clear
Whew!
high.
P8. Guy ahead of us is the cleanest racer. A's car number 13. The license and the rating is 0.8. You've just run a 19.49. The car has just done a 19.50. P8. That lap was a 19.59. Just run a 19.72. Alright, you're halfway through this fuel run. Two to go. You're being real consistent here. Great job. White flags, last lap. P7, checker flag. That's the end of the session.
Good one, Chris.
Okay, pit speed is 35 miles per hour. Right front, 90%. Right rear, 81%.
Ah, my tire wear is still pretty good. Just had nowhere to go. Man, this car just has no juice to it. Alright, we got 5 minutes until this session is ready. Gotta get ready for the final race tonight. We have a practice session, 100 laps for the late model. I'm gonna run as many laps as I can to see what my tire wear is gonna be like.
Exit's clear, watch the line. Quickest overall. You're currently
Outside.
your last lap was.
Clear outside.
You've just done a 20.22. Quickest overall. That lap is a 20.14. You're now 0.12 quicker than P2. That last lap was 20.01. That lap was a 20.05. Just run a 20.08. You've just done a 20.10. That lap was a 20.11. fast time was 20.16. You've just run a 20.12. Just run a 20.20.
Sorry. Actually, the tires aren't too bad. Well, times so that burned. Yeah, I should be about halfway on tire wear by the end of the race, just based on the 15 laps or so there. Winter weather advisory. Oh, this hasn't been on. You guys didn't get to see my fast lap.
You got traffic behind, watch out.
Come on. I want to get a 19-second lap. There it is.
outside. Still there. Clear him.
That lap was a 20.31. You've just done a 20.02. You've just done a 20.05.
Oh, by a thousandth of a second, that guy beat me.
Second, that lap was a 20.19. The last lap was 20.
Outside. Still there. Still there. Still there. Still there. Still there. Clear high, clear high.
There's a car leaving the pits. That puts you 0.39 off the pace. That lap was a 20.37. You're currently 0.26 off the pace. You've just run a 20.24. Your last time was 20.18. E2. That puts you 0.34 off the pace. That last lap was 20.32. You're now 0.42 off the pace. You've just run a 20.40. Third, that lap was a 20.24. That puts you 0.28 off the pace. You've just done a 20.25. Watch your speed here. it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In now. Front right, 87%. Left front, 96%.
I actually do want to put that brake balance back then. It wore more of the front.
Got some traffic on this exit. Watch your mirrors. There's a car exiting the pits now. P3. Okay, you got one exiting the pits. You're now 0.09 off the pace. You're currently 0.23 off the pace. That lap is a 20.20. Watch your speed. Right front, 141 degrees. Left front, 122 Fahrenheit. than a 20.18.
Inside. Clear inside.
Your car exiting pits. You're now 0.15 off the pace. That lap was a 20.13. That lap was a 20.18. Watch your speed. Right front, 141 degrees. Front left, 122 degrees.
many times before this song has been sung, with only 11 fortunate souls elevated to the heavenly heights of champion. Today is the first step of 11 towards a destination of disappointment for all but one. But a destination without a journey is pointless. So pull the lever on the lazy boy and settle in to witness the exodus of the optimistic as they circle through summer while the excitement of simulated short track racing action streams your way. From the state that birthed 8 presidents and the Osel Finch, whatever that is, a warm Virginian hello and welcome on this Saturday, June 21st. That's right, the summer solstice of 2025. Hey, it's John Hine joining yours truly, Bill Stutson, live in the VGN broadcast booth to bring you our Words Eye View replay. Ryan Seneker turning the knobs and pushing the sliders. First of all, John, it's good to work with you again. I know you've been out there running the track. How's it feel?
Well, it depends. It's a tale of two tapes, I guess you could say, Soup. You know what? When you get out there, first few laps, boy, I tell you what, these cars are stuck to the track. They feel great. You can pick the throttle up early. Car turns, does everything you want it to do. Well, 25 laps or so into the run, guess what? If you don't take care of that car, it's not going to take care of you. These cars get to be a handful. The longer into this race happens every week, but this one here with the little banking, watch for the last half of this race to be eventful.
We have a relatively good size fields considering it is summer. Thams are always a little thinner in summertime. Our last champion, James Lowe, well, he's not here. The champion before that one was Aiden Young Gun Young. He is not here as well. As I scroll through the field, it's a little sparse when it comes to champions out there. I see that the Canadian Goose, he's out there. Then, of course, we're talking about John Wilson. And we also have a champion out there in Todd Liston. Has Liston won this one? No, he never has. Liston has so many in the SK Modifieds, never won in the late models. An opportunity for Todd to get one this season. The traditional distance we are going, 100 laps. You got to finish on the same tires you start with. Big Boy Racing, if you break it, you bought it. No fast repairs. Since it is the first race of the season, no real points to show you. And they're out there practicing. And John, what do you like to call practice? What is it? Showboating? You have a special name for it.
Yeah, I say it's just trying to get to the top of the ego sheet. You know, I
Ego
always call
sheet,
that.
yes.
Yep, I always talk. And guys have different agendas out here. I know, like for me personally, I'll go out and put my car in different positions. You know, see if I can roll the top, see if I can do the bottom. So, while it might show you who's fast, it really doesn't tell you the whole story usually.
And in this series, it truly is the ego sheet, as practice is meaningless and there is no qualifying.
Yeah.
They grid the grid based on the finishing order of the top 13 from the race before, and then they invert it. So, and I'll tell you what, that rule package, you have to have, John, you have to have the right batch of drivers. That is a recipe for a disaster, unless you got guys that are willing to play along, and the bootleggers know how to do it.
Well, yeah, you've got a lot of experience in this league. Not only just a lot of iRacing experience, but you got a lot of guys that have been racing each other for years. They know each other's
All right, great.
tendencies. You know who you're racing around, and who you
Gridding
need to
up
give
for
extra
100
room
laps
to, who you
in
can
the
race
late
close
model.
with. All of that, you mix it all together, and you get great races here in the BRL.
So you look at the practice times, what John loves to call. I love
I'm
it.
starting third. Ooh, nice.
Mike Holloway sits up top. Kurt Smith. Those guys are fast no matter where they race. Interesting though, you look at the time difference between the two.
I have an EOL. Damn it,
for
that's
Holloway.
right.
He's the fastest. Bruce Pearson at 20.2. You know, that's short track racing, baby. There's not a whole lot of difference between the fast guys and the slow
32
guys.
also has one.
We're glad you're here with us. It's an 11 race schedule. This is the first one, so you do the math tonight and then 10 more. Waiting for everything to grid up here, and I guess we can give you the grid in just a second. We'll get the official call from our director whenever he's ready for it.
Dang it, so much for starting third.
And there it is. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and give it to you right now. We'll do it a roll at a time, John, if you remember how to do this. Benny Ellison, hey, a newcomer sitting on the pole. That'll be fun to watch the rookie race. He got his feet wet a little bit last season. He's going to be a full-timer here looking to get his first championship. Bobby Hayes, maybe outside of him.
Well, we got the caveman, Trey Bloom, going to start in third. To his outside, it's going to be Mike Holloway.
He races with his son, Luke Logan. We call him Papa Kenny. It's Kenny Allen. He'll be starting in the 49. coming over from the Red
pit
Light
speed
Racing
is
League. Good to see you
39
racing
miles
over
per
with us.
hour.
Lowell Jewell, the boss man, starting outside of row 3.
Many-time SKA champion, the 87 of Todd Liston will start 7th. To his outside, another longtime BRL member, that is Kurt Smith.
Tom Hilbert, who's also now a veteran. I remember when he came into the league, he's been around long enough. He's the little brother of Steve. He's going to be starting in 9th with the Kingpin, Joe Segala, in 10th.
Chris Hazelup and Chris Davis, a battle of the Chris's, are going to start in row number 6.
The Canadian Goose starts in the Baker's Dozen spot with Double Deuce Bruce Pearson in 14th.
And we got Tim Corder and Steven Spees going to round out our field here.
Glad you were with us. You know, I know that Joe Segala has a championship in one of these series. Let me take a quick look through here. Nope, it is not this series. Yeah, I think he has one in the SKs. You know, like to give a shout out to the quiet man, Ruben Altice. He was kind enough to send me a message over
Check your belts one
Discord.
more time.
And
Checking belts.
the quiet man told me that he's got internet problems and it won't be fixed till the middle of the week. He did not have a lot of things to say about his internet company. Well, he had a lot of things to say.
Yeah, and we have a couple of penalties here too. Benny Ellison, who was supposed to start on the pole, got an EOL penalty along with Trey Bloom.
You know, an ELO penalty. That's
BRL jail.
yeah, that's
Been there, done that.
nothing worse than getting it when you've got yourself a pole position. All right, you know what to do. Check-a-lug, nation, wanna holler. Hi, the hole moving to the front is Papa Kenny Allen, and he's gonna charge into the first corner.
Clear,
The
clear
87 of
outside.
Todd Liston tucks into second. Stuck on the outside is Bobby Hayes.
Outside.
The 11 of Mike
Clear
Holloway
up
was
top.
fast in practice. He moves over into third. Hayes is in trouble out there, right?
Yeah, on the outside, you really don't want to be there. Anytime you're gonna get a caution, the immediate thing you're gonna do is look and see if the even or odd pairs. Oh, we got contact. Oh, we got one around. The 60.
But we stay under
No
green.
caution, yeah.
Hello, Ray Stewart.
Next guy ahead of us is Ben, car number 72.
All right.
I think they need a new prescription in their glasses, huh?
Oh my goodness, that was Tim Porter that just got, must have been fourth down for speeds because he got punted.
Yeah, there was a massive checkup here. And this is a track. You're these corners. Everybody goes into them, and you're going to see this a lot tonight, especially when they're all put together here. But guys have different agendas when they get to the corners. Some guys like to charge them. Some guys like to back them up. You're going to see a lot of those accordion effects when everybody's bunched up here as the night goes on.
That's why we like a two-man booth. What I thought was a horrible incident my partner saw was a checkup big in front, and so it takes the blame off those drivers. Well, despite that incident that wasn't called, we've been clean all the way.
Yeah, and that incident really strung the field out too. But Bobby Hayes is still really struggling.
20.01.
He finally gets in the line here.
20.49. The last lap was 20.
And Tim Porter was able to get back turned around. He's 13 seconds behind the leader. That's about 6 seconds from being lapped.
Is it me or does Martinsville need to get somebody to throw the lights on?
So he passes lap 4.
No, I've been thinking the same thing. It is dismal.
bottom end.
I don't know how to put it. It's
That
just
lap says a 20.
Clear
I'm
low.
watching the green lights around the track, and that's like the only lighting there is almost here. But
Yeah.
sun's going down here in Martinsville, and but we can still see the cars. That's what's important.
God, it's so funny you mentioned that. Just to pull back the curtain, I literally opened up the camera and tried to turn up the contrast so I could see the cars a little better. It's just, oh, they're so pretty. Such beautiful paint jobs out there. Well, we'll seem a little bit better when the sun sets here in Virginia. We ride on board with Kingpin Joe Segala, a man who owns 7 300 games in bowling.
Joe had a close call there, almost getting in the back of Bobby Hayes there. Does a really nice job staying off of him. They get to continue on here, but a lot of single file racing here early on.
There is John Wilson, the Canadian Goose. He is the champion. Been a while. Single-time champion.
20.36.
And an all-around good guy, too.
And we talked about where the drivers come from, not just America. He hails from north of the border.
Yeah, Yeah, and Soup, you know, you touched on it earlier about the ego sheet. All those times were like really close together here. That means it's going to be really, really hard to pass. Everybody's almost going the same speed here. That means the outside may not work because that's a longer way around. So you're really going to have to work over a guy, I think, to get around him, especially early on until the tires wear off.
Let's look at Joe Segala.
20.51.
He was able to fend off the number 7 of Chris Davis. Now Chris is coming. Boy, there's a tale of two cities. If you wanted to get it between the ears of Segala, very, very patient. He will wait. He will take his time, and he'll get a 12th place car into the top 10 for sure. Chris Davis, his nickname is Mr. Aggressive. He's a Charger. Now, to his credit, he's dialed it back a few. He used to race on 11 for a long time. He races about 8.5 now.
Nice spinal tap. Nice job. I'll tell you what. Yeah, Chris is, you know, and he is showing a lot of patience right here. I saw him jump to the outside of Segala a couple laps ago, and he pulled it back. Didn't go into the corner there too wide on the outside. So, you know, I think he's managing his tires. I think maybe that's, you know, probably more where the patience comes from, because if you run these tires off, you're in a heap of trouble the last 20 laps of this race.
John, I'll tell you what I've learned from doing the doubleheader back-to-back of the modifieds and the late models. The difference between how the tires work is incredible.
Oh, Hayes goes around.
Oh.
Yep.
And it was Segala.
Speed is 45
Joe, I just talked about your patience, man.
Well, when you go back and look at this, you can't totally pin that on Segala. Hayes kind of went high and then through the corner there and kind of diamond the corner a little bit, but Segala had already rolled in there and gotten his nose in there. So I call that, Soup, I'm going to call that one just a simple racing deal.
And I'll tell you who's happy to see that one, the number 60 of Tim Corder. Because he was about to get lapped. Remember, he was involved in that early incident and he was well behind. You know what? We got to take a look at Corder's, well, I'm an open wheeler, so I'm going to call it a livery, his paint scheme. This is, I hope that somewhere in the story of why he's racing that car, there's a little girl involved. That's got some pink and light blue and...
Yep, and hey, the lights just came on, but yeah, nerds and the gummy clusters, man, my kids love that stuff, so I'm going to bet if he's old enough, he's got a grandchild. If he's just got kids, I'm going to bet, yeah, you're right. There's probably a little something to that.
I would think that a car that had the gummy, what's it called? The gummy clusters?
Gummy clusters, yep, nerds, gummy clusters.
Yeah, that car might have some extra grip, I would think. Extra sticky.
Yeah, a lot of sugar involved in making those for sure. So, heck, you might want to just get those and spread them around on pit road, so when you launch out of your pit box, you get that little extra grip, that little extra launch.
Only 18 laps.
Teams,
Okay.
you know,
We got time. We got plenty of time.
Stuff like that. Get all that syrup down. So, hey, why not?
Okay, we're on the backstretch. The lights are still on the pace car. Let's try this real quick. Do we have access to Papa Kenny Allen? We'll see if the director can pull him up. We're not sure. He's new to the series. There he is. Papa Kenny, a soup up in the booth. You got a copy. We caught him by surprise. So that's okay. Let's let him get out there. He'll get experience. It's good to see the rookie out in front right now. Well, you talk about another tale of two cities. How about a guy who's just starting in the league, Kenny Allen? And he's got maybe the veteran of all veterans, Todd Liston, to his outside.
Yeah, since Donnie Moore is, you know, took a retirement with us. Yeah, Liston and Lowell and Holloway, I think, are the old timers now.
We hope Donnie's watching. We can wish you all the best back there in Boston. Probably a little warm back there as it is to most of the nation right now. Keep an eye on the 88. Talk about hot. Mike Holloway was fast in practice, and right now he's in the catbird position inside of row 2. Look to him to get to the inside of Liston. Oh, he had to check up a little bit because he didn't want to get in the back of Allen. That blows everybody up on the inside line. Great job back there from the boss man, Lowell Jewell, not getting in the back of the
trouble.
Oh, Hilbert drifts high. He gets a little bit of a hit check there from Smith. Really wasn't Smith's fault that they were 3 wide. They keep it going straight.
Oh, and Segala got Smith. Segala got Smith going in the corner. Smith just had a great save. 3 wide down the front stretch.
with Mr. Aggressive on the inside, and he gets turned to the outside wall from Smith.
That was a wee bit of a hectic restart.
From the 6 and the 7, and then on the inside was that was Bobby Hayes.
Ice cream. Alright, pits are open.
Yeah, it kind of looked like Chris moved up just a little bit there to maybe get a good angle corner entry there, and unfortunately, Kurt Smith was there, and you know when you make contact.
Dang it! Don't pit. You're gonna make me have an even number.
Left front. Yep, that's gonna happen.
Okay, catch up to number 22.
Son of a bitch.
All right. I don't know much about much, but I know that I always place the blame on the person who made it 3 wide. And they were racing side by side.
Yeah, I know you do.
And yeah, I had 3 wide on. You know what? Smith got really high. That's really not anybody's fault. He was well off the racing line, and then Hayes and Davis just rolled up there, and then what are they going to do?
Sorry to throw you under the bus
Yeah.
like that, man. Love you, buddy.
John 3 wide high. Yeah. Well, the one time I don't put the blame on somebody, the guy who started it sitting next to me. That's how the racing gods work. All right.
This is gonna be fun here on this restart because you know we're far enough in here now where the tires are not as good as what they were on those, you know, the first restart of the race here. So I can't wait to see this thing get going now.
Okay, pit's still closed.
Let's try to talk to Mike Holloway if we could. I'll take the first question, John. I'll give you the second one.
All right.
Mike, it's Soup up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we thought you were going to do really well on that last restart. Maybe pressure Liston for the second position. Looked like maybe you got too quick of a start, then you had to back off of it. Got kind of ugly.
Yeah, I just about goofed it up. I don't really know what happened there. It seemed like the 49 changed his pace a little bit, and I think I thought he was launching, and he really wasn't.
On the outside.
But it worked out right.
More pace lap.
Hey, Mike, first of all, thanks for the Slim Chickens paint job because now I want some chicken and waffles. But my question to you is, hey, we got about, you know, roughly 2/3 of this race still to go here almost. Tell me, what is your strategy here going to be? I mean, how far can you push those tires here still?
Well, I really shouldn't give too much away here, but I'll just say we're still in tire saver mode here.
Gotcha. All right, good luck here, man, and go get them.
All right, thanks, guys.
Mike Holloway, Chris Davis, 2 drivers notorious for keeping the strategy close to the best. One of the reasons I wanted to talk to Kenny Allen, he does a lot of racing in the Red Light Racing League, where the rule package there is go on the flag man. So I wonder if he knows he's in control of this field right now. Let's see if he
that's
jumped.
a good point.
He's waiting. I don't think he knows.
No, I don't think so either. Oh, there's contact with the leaders.
E14.
Outside.
Get it straight, my goodness. And trying to get a little momentum on the top is Liston. That's not going to work. Let's see if he does a little hucklebuck, goes underneath. No, too early yet. You heard Holloway talk about it. They are only on lap number 26. Plenty of time to push the issue.
Yeah, and Mole Joel now sitting back there in 4th is kind of hung to the outside, but it looks like he's going to have the opportunity to get her down now.
They're single file almost all the way through. Bobby Hayes stuck on the top. Oh, this is a yellow flag. That's brewing. That's the Canadian Goose down low. Hayes up top, getting underneath them. That's Steven Spies. He's been very quiet in the double nickel. Surprisingly so.
Yeah, it's always the quiet one, Soup. Give it time. Oh, look at the Nerds machine, man. He was just in trouble a couple laps ago, but he's moving up.
Still there.
Give me the wave around, which is what he got, almost going a lap down. Now,
Bobby, you were not fucking clear there, guy.
And Davis behind him. He's coming. You want to talk about your big mover? We kind of gave us he's up 8 spots, but he's done it quietly.
Yeah, and you know, from the driver's seat, you know you're picking them off, and that really feels good. Gives you a lot of confidence. But you can't get too greedy. You know, you got to keep the eye on the big prize here and make sure that you're taking care of your stuff as you're moving up. And when you have a quiet night, that's usually what you're doing.
So many stories. Joe Segala in the 81 was gone for a long time on a hiatus. Looks like he's back to put in a full season and starting to get the rust off right now as he races in 5th. Now, Kurt Smith was just 3 wide, way up high in that incident. Somehow he's managed to race in 6th. Bobby Hayes was stuck on the outside, and John, I guess he just wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, I watched him too, and he bounced off the wall a couple of 2-3 times there. But yeah, sometimes you know it's just not your night.
No more racing here in the Bootleg Racing League tonight. They have a series of races on Saturday. We'll call them feeder races into the broadcast event. Bobby Hayes is done. Go ahead and have yourself a nice dinner, young man. What's cooking at the Hine House tonight?
Well, you know, I had some leftovers tonight. I kind of had like a stroganoff kind of deal. So it was, yeah. I married smart Soup. I married a woman that could cook, man. That was probably the smartest thing I've ever done in my life.
Oh my goodness. Kenny Allen, Todd Liston, Mike Holloway. They are just putting in the miles. Lowell Jewell up 2 spots into 4th. And the Kingpin, Joe Segala, from 10th to 5th.
The last lap was 20.12.
Yeah, after this restart, I'm noticing, you know, the nose to tail train a little bit. It's staying a lot closer together than what it was like first big run there, where the field got separated with that first lap contact.
So I'm going to use my experienced eyeballs to pick the most aggressive driver, and I think it's the number 60, Tim Porter. He's beginning to pester the double deuce of Bruce Pearson. My goodness, now is Bruce, of course the lights are weird, so maybe my rods and cones aren't working. But the 22 are not, that's not the same colors that he usually races.
No, it almost looks like a Halloween car, to be honest with you. Kind of a, I don't want to say a burnt orange, it's not quite that, but it's kind of an orange-red fusion, I guess I would say, with a lot of green neon.
Of course, he always races the 22 for Mission 22. The charity that helps the veterans.
I call that candy apple red now that I'm looking at it.
All right. I appreciate that. Well, he's comfortable out in front of the quarter. Those are 2 beautiful cars racing there between those 2. All this going on behind. We're going to call him a rookie. He got his feet wet last season with a few races. Usually at the end of a season, the boss man, the series organizer, Lowell Jewell, will let a few guys come in and get a taste of what the series is like. See if they want to make a full-time run through the summer. That's what Kenny Allen did. Really didn't show much, but again, he wasn't in the championship hunt, so maybe he was just out there getting a feel for it. Well, right now, we've gone 40 laps, and he led them all.
Yeah, and we had Kenny on the show on our VGN Weekly.
Yes.
And he and his son, and what an entertaining interview that is. And when the 2 of them race, he's got the mom and the mom/wife kerchiefing the both of them running between 2 rooms. I mean, that was priceless.
In the last race we did on Thursday night, the son, Luke Logan, podium, we get to talk to him. What an impressive young man, eh? He did a great job on that show.
Yeah, Luke comes across as a really good kid here, and that was a really fun interview. If you haven't watched it, anybody out there, I really recommend going out there and watching it. That was one of the more fun interviews that we've done over the last year.
It was a heartwarming interview. I really enjoyed it. If you have not seen the job that my partner does on this week in BRL, well, help me out, man. VGN. What's it called? VGN Weekly. I will learn the name of that. It's a great interview. Okay, let's look at the 60. He's trying something. He's got to go to the outside. He's just pestering. Oh, you know what? That was not. I thought he was working on Pearson. He wasn't. He got passed by the 32.
Yeah, we saw him running hard earlier, and like I said, tires, they have a shelf life, Sue. We're 45 laps in. You know what? If you got those buggers mad, guess what? You're going to have a handful from here on out.
Oh, I think they are past their expiration date because the last time we checked on him, he was pestering the 22 of Bruce Pearson. Well, now he's lost the position to Chris Davis and also Trey Bloom, the K-Fan.
Yeah, you know, and the thing about these tires, Soup, you know, you just don't feel them kind of go away. A lot of times they fall off a cliff, the grip level. You know, you've got grip, you know, seems like 2-3 laps in a row, you're feeling good. All of a sudden you dive down into a corner, you turn the wheel, and guess what? The car doesn't turn. And yeah, you just know you're in trouble at that point.
So, before you chart, mail in your congratulations cards to Kenny Allen. Remember, he spends a lot of time racing in other series where they allow tire changes. I don't know how often he's had to go 100 laps on the same set of tires. And right now, he may be feeling good, but like my partner just said, and John, we've seen it where people actually have to pull off the track because the tires go away.
Yep, heck.
Yeah.
I've had to do it, you know, multiple times. You know, these cars, you know, you feel like you're taking care of them, and sometimes just by maybe what you're doing, where you're picking the gas up in the corner. You know, if you pick it up the gas up too early, you're really leaning on that right front to drive up out of the corner, and before you know it, all that forward drive goes away, because guess what? You wore out your right front. Or if you're getting on it too early and kicking the back out, well, guess what? You start losing the back end, and every time you get out of the corner, you're almost spinning out. So, yeah, you get your hands full real quick here using up your tires.
And perhaps a victim of what my partner was just talking about was the Kingpin Joe Segala. He was racing up front, having a good run, but maybe overdriving the car a little bit, and he just got passed by Smith, Wilson, and Spies.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what happened with Joe, because I'm watching him come out of the corner there in turn 4, and now he's going through 1 and 2 here. But when he gets out of the corner, that car just goes straight out to the wall, and he's got to fight it not to drive off that wall. So, yeah, I think he's lost that front end there a little bit.
All right, let's check in on Davis, number 7. He is really working hard on Pearson. He's got a good drive off of 4. John, you were out there practicing a little bit, and you were a little bit worried about the gear ratio. Are they hitting the limiters when you were out there?
No, actually, I was impressed for the first time. I think iRacing kind of got the gear ratio right. My memory serves me. Last time I think I drove this car here, you hit the pit limiter or the rev limiter right after the flag stand. Now you're actually hitting it right when you should be getting out of the gas and getting into the corner.
Oh, help you brake a little bit.
But Soup, you know what that does do though? It makes it harder to pass coming out of the corner, because the car, when you got a higher gear, that means when you get back to the gas, the car will, you know, launch a little bit out of the corner. Now with a lower gear, all of a sudden you don't get that extra little bit of oomph coming out of the corner.
Oh, you want to have your cake and eat it too. You either get torque out of the corner or you hit the limiter. You get your choice.
Yep.
Davis right now working on the back of Pearson.
20.15.
Yep, higher top speed at the end of the straightaway, or like you said, that torque coming out of the corner.
And just to clarify for people who are new, we're all picking up new viewers. The Bootleg Racing League does fixed setups, and they're not adjusted setups. They don't have it. Honestly, I like it this way. They don't have somebody in the series adjusting it and everyone racing the same thing. If they're racing the iRacing setup. And yes, sometimes the iRacing setups, J.R. Shepard tells me they're on the most time, they're tight most of the time.
Yep.
But what it does, in my opinion, John, you correct me if I'm wrong about this. If you're running a series and you have somebody who's racing in the series, also responsible for doing the setups, it seems unfair to me.
Yeah, because, you know, when I build my setups for like a sprint car, I build up that car how I want to drive it. Other people may not like or want that feel that I want. And that's why iRacing setups sometimes are tight, because they're putting a neutral setup in the car.
Yep.
And that's kind of what, you know, the deal is here. But you do have a couple adjustments at your fingertips. You can adjust the brake bias. So, you know, you can drive a little deeper to the corner, maybe drive a little bit further out. And you can also do steering ratios. So you do got 2 adjustments in there.
And speaking for somebody who is talent challenged, as far as getting in laps without causing an issue, a tighter car for me is much easier to drive than a loose car. Yeah, maybe it's faster, maybe not as fun, but I'm going to cause a lot less problems with a tight setup.
Yeah, it's going to force you to back your corners up and not, you know, try to carry so much speed through the corner. And, you know, that actually works for you. That'll help you save tires and keep you out of trouble.
Well, we've talked about saving tires, and we were worried about Kenny Allen. Well, he's about 2/3 of the way through, and he seems to just be racing. And I'll tell you right now, this race has a green flag feel to it. Do not be surprised if we don't run this thing all the way out.
Yeah, and that puts more pressure on if you the drivers can sense that too, Soup. And you know, when you sense the long green flag run, you get a little more sense of urgency to make passes, because that guy in front of you could be getting further and further down the track, and you can't just let him go, because you're not going to have a caution to bring him back.
Yeah, and that's going to be, oh, here comes Smith working on the inside of Lowell Jewell. And also back there is Spies. Spies is also coming. Now, those two guys might be faster than the guys up front. They may have saved their tires in hopes that a caution will come out, and the distance that they are losing to the leaders, they won't have to make up under
Outside,
anger.
outside.
So right now, those two guys, but they're kind of worried the laps are clicking away.
There.
This has a
Clear
green flag
high.
feel to it, and that's not what they need.
Outside.
Yeah, if I'm Kurt
Still there.
Smith, you know, I definitely want that
Still there.
caution to come out and get us back all
Still there.
together here. Yeah, that's
Still there
Allen's
at
a
your
long
door.
way up the track from the battle
Still there
here
at your
between
door.
Smith, Spies, and
Still
Jewell.
there. Still there.
Small field tonight, so I don't think that Papa Kenny Allen's going to have much trouble with lap traffic.
Still there
If
at
he
your door.
does, the Bootleg Racing League drivers
outside.
know how to get out of the way, especially here at this kind of track where the fast line is clearly the low line. You just get up there. Be careful not to get up in the marbles and put it in the wall, but for the most part, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. You know what? Maybe Kenny Allen's beginning. Well, let's go ahead, all you little soldiers in Soup's clipboard army. Why don't you get it out and mark this interval 1.4 seconds back between Kenny Allen and Mike Holloway at the 2/3 mark.
Yeah, and at this point, you always got to ask yourself the question: is Kenny gone into conserve mode, or the tires going away? You know, there's a lot of scenarios here left to play out. So, but you'll find out. I bet you, you know, if he's got something left in the tank and he hasn't run them off, Holloway will get about a half a second from him, and then I'm going to bet Kenny will turn the wick back up if he has something left in there.
And the only reason we harp about the tires is because I have seen experienced drivers come in here and be fooled and say, boy, I got to get this tire thing figured out. Now, Kenny has a ton of experience, and he might be well on top of this situation. And page 17 of the commentator's handbook here for VGA says, put drama in the broadcast wherever possible. With that said, let's see if they come across the line right now, if the gap closes, and it does.
Yeah, Holloway is really getting into the corner better than what Allen is. That's where I'm seeing the biggest time being cut, is from the corner entry through the center. They're about even getting off the corner, but yeah, when they get into that's where Holloway's making his ground.
Mike Holloway, a veteran.
Gaps now, 0.59.
This being the very first race, I'll be honest with you, I couldn't get into the historical stats, as I usually take a race before that opens up for me. But Holloway has several career wins, way up the top in late model win stats.
Yeah, he does. And the thing is about Mike, he's an incredibly smart driver. I've been on the track with him, everything else. You know, usually he's one of those guys you just don't ever see put a tire wrong. He knows right where to put the car. He knows right when to push the car. He is a tough competitor, especially when he's at a track he likes, in a car he likes.
The interval, 1.2 seconds between the leader and Holloway. But oh my goodness, a short track racing, the laps clip by so fast. It's about 4 laps a minute. Maybe more than that, like 5 laps a minute. And they're going by with no time at all.
Just run up 20.
Interval remains about the same. The way I can judge whether Holloway is gaining on Allen or not, or if Allen is just minding the gap, is what Holloway has done to Liston. If Todd Liston could, I think he'd stay on the back of Holloway. The fact that Holloway's opened up about a 4-car length lead means he's really moving.
Yeah, he's kind of pulled away from Liston here the last couple, 2-3 laps. And that could be a sign that some tires are starting to give up. But, you know, here now, Holloway, you know, I'm going to use your rule here and create a little bit of drama. But, you know, Holloway's looking out the window, and he knows, just like you mentioned, laps go by quick here. So you got to catch them, and then you got to pass them. You know, 24 laps is not a lot of time. So the question's going to be, does he start pushing hard enough where he uses his tires up when he gets there?
Let's check in on Joe Segala. We said the tires were gone for him, and he just lost 2 spots to the Canadian Goose John Wilson and Mr. Aggressive Chris Davis. He's now under attack. My goodness, everybody he's racing with has a nickname. The Caveman, Trey Bloom. And the Kingpin. Do I have a nickname for everybody? Is there anybody out there that doesn't have a nickname? Kurt Smith. Can never find one for Kurt.
Yeah, and speaking of Kurt, he is under fire from Steven Spies. I've been watching this battle. Steven Spies has done everything but tattoo his name across Kurt's bumper. Oh, and Spies almost lost it. Oh, he did.
Oh, he does lose it. Oh, and Lone Jewel gets it, and there's the caution flag that these guys were needed. Except the guys who wanted it were the guys who spun.
Yeah, I was seeing that coming, and that's what I was saying. Is Spies done everything but tattoo his name there, and I think Kurt might have lifted a little bit earlier than what Spies thought, or maybe even lifted a little bit more than what Spies was anticipating, and Spies kind of got it in the back, but Spies was trying to lock it. Spies got into his brakes a little bit too hard, and then you saw the chain reaction happen.
I miss working with you, partner, because you and I see the race the same. We've done this enough that our spidey senses can tune into where the action happened, and my partner saw that one brewing. He tried to get a woad up and just got into the back of Kurt. Smith goes halfway around. Jewel goes around.
I know that was exciting. We got a caution, but holy cow, man. We've got a race.
We do.
Yeah, and Holloway's listed as the leader.
Yeah, I saw that, and I don't know how
starting outside is gonna suck.
Maybe I'm gonna rewind here and see how that could possibly have happened, because it was a good 7 or 8 car length lead.
Yeah, I see the caution lights out, and he is clearly behind Kenny. Oh, Kenny had to come to a stop because of Lowell Jewell. Holloway passed him, and I'm thinking iRacing put him ahead of him.
Yep. Oh,
Lowell Jewell, if you go back, Ryan, lap 79 coming out of turn 4. Yeah. Holy cow.
So there's our leader, well out in front. The caution lights are on. You can see him right there. And he has to whoa up here.
Yeah.
And Holloway, what's Holloway got? He does his best to hang on.
Stay behind number 22. Now
honestly, Mike tried to whoa up behind the leader, and well, that's all you can do.
Yeah, that's I don't like that, Soup, but I mean that's nothing either driver did, or it's not Mike's fault, but that just yeah, that's just an iRacing thing, and frankly it sucks.
All right. I've seen Mike Holloway race a long time. It would not surprise me if he didn't choose the outside line on this restart, but no. Attaboy. You know what, Mike? The racing gods have taken away from you so much. When they give you one, go ahead and take it with a clear conscience, baby.
P11.
Yeah. Nobody deserves a break than Mike Holloway. Okay, the pace car is in. We're working lap number 84 when they come across the line.
Kenny's going to be in trouble on this restart.
Yes, he is.
He's way up out of the groove. No way he's going to get a start.
Holloway blows him away. Now listen, trying to get down in there. Come on. Kurt Smith might have something, even though he just spun the car. He's been quick and saving his stuff. He might have looking to drive.
Spies is still up there too. iRacing didn't put him in the back.
Outside.
Yeah, they were all parked, I guess, and he just got it back out there fast enough. So Spies in fifth.
P9. That last lap was 20.2.
So we'll see how this works out. Spies was the guy who locked up his brakes, though, right? He got into the back of Lowell Jewell.
Yeah, but I thought the caution flew when Jewell got into him and they got sideways.
It looks like
I thought the caution came out, but maybe not.
Well, watch out for the 55. He's been fast. He's on the inside. If he can get done with Smith, I think Smith might have something for him because they were racing real close together. Smith gets into the wall. We got another caution. Oh, it's the Kingpin and Segala. Ooh, a hard.
Pace car speed is 40
It's a
miles
gutter
per
ball
hour.
for the Kingpin.
Oh yeah, Bruce Pearson kind of dives it in there a little bit, and Segala didn't really want to give the room, and yeah, contact there.
Car was going around, and Pearson was doing his best to straighten him out, and then did a little too far, and the 81's in the wall. Honestly, there wasn't much.
Are your headlights working?
Go racing with anyway, so I don't think he's going to lose that many positions.
Yeah, and I think maybe I think Segala might have been a little surprised that they got to his inside that quickly. Sometimes you might look up and there's a car and you see you got the room, but somewhere on quarter entry, that room that you had disappears in the blink of an eye.
All right, I know he put you in the wall just a few races ago, but you don't have to talk to me if you don't want to. Let's dial up the 55 as Steven Spees.
Yeah, I'll talk to
What he has to say. All right, I'll take the first question. Steven, it's Soup. You got a copy?
I got you, Soup.
All right, we've been watching you charge through the field, and you got caught up in that last one. We were surprised to see you get gridded so far up where you did. You got anything for these boys?
Oh, I have no idea. I'm just trying to do my best just to keep it pointed in the right direction and not ruin anybody's race. This is not my favorite track, but just taking advantages of the opportunities as they arise here today.
Hey, Steven, it's John. I'll tell you what, you're on there being on the inside row 2 on this restart. What's the game plan?
I think I'm outside, not inside, right?
Oh, sorry, yeah, you're on the outside row 2. Yep, what's the game plan?
I feel like Todd's kind of run his tires down, so if I can get a decent start and stay outside him, I think I can at least make one more spot, but I'm not going to push too much. I'm sure Kurt's chomping at the bit on the inside there to get down under me, so like I said, I'm going to just try to do my best to keep it clean and just bring it home.
You might be onto something there. Good luck.
Yep, 10-4, man. Good luck.
I am amazed at the awareness that you guys all have when you are behind the wheel of not only how your car is doing, but how the other drivers are doing as well. It's impressive.
100%. Yeah, and funny thing is, behind the wheel, when a guy gets in trouble in front of you, you know they're in trouble before they know they're in trouble. So yeah, you learn to read things. It's situational.
No, Chris.
Guys that have that, your partner J.R. Shepard, that guys that have that off the chart, they're really good.
Outside clear.
Here we go.
Clear
Pace
outside.
car is in. Holloway's in control
Still
of
there.
the field.
Still there.
Kenny Allen on the
Clear
outside.
outside.
Last time it was really high. Looks a little lower this time. Good jump from Holloway. Oh,
Good
Spees
jump
had
to Liston.
Spees had somewhere to go, but Liston beat him to that hole. And now Allen is stuck on the outside. Spees should easily get in behind Liston to get that spot.
Yeah, and Liston got loose coming out of 2, and it allowed Kenny to fight back a little bit. Oh, Liston's tires are cooked. He can't keep it on the bottom of the track.
Holloway, 19.91.
Watch him here, the nose of that car. He's got to slow that car way down to keep that car down on the bottom.
Uh-oh. Boy, they almost get together. Now Spees is going to push Allen up the track a little.
There goes Liston up the track.
Yep. I think Liston is going to be low-hanging fruit for Spees if he can get there. Unfortunately, Spees is really having to work hard to get
he'll
around
have to get him
Allen.
in 3 and 4. But there's only 7 laps to go here, Soup. There's not a lot of time left.
Why are you letting him in?
Yeah,
What are you doing?
Good fight on the outside. Smith trying to find a way through to get up there as well. Meanwhile, veteran Mike Holloway driving away with him. Look at the run from the 60 of underneath John Wilson there of Tim Corder. He's making a run as well. There are positions again. Finally, Spees gets Allen. Now he can set his sights on Liston, but there's just not enough time left.
You just got heart breaks for Allen here.
Yeah. Led 79 laps. Now, not only not going to win, stuck on the outside and dropping like a pigeon.
Outside quarter. Still there,
These
man.
newcomers,
Still
you
there.
gotta pay your
Still
dues.
there.
You just can't come in here and
Clear high.
expect to win right away.
Outside. Still there. Still there.
This is the best battle on the track.
Still
Oh,
there.
Quarter almost gets into the back of Smith.
Still there.
He
Still
gets him
there.
hold up. Wilson does a good
Still
job
there.
of staying off of the
Still there. Still there.
Look at Davis
Still
here.
there.
juicy fruit machine. Yeah, here comes Davis. Davis gets under Wilson. Hello.
1.9.
Still there.
Moved him up out of the way.
Still there.
Oh, there.
Still
Oh, yeah, we
there.
might get ourselves a yellow the way
You're
these guys are
outside.
racing
You
back
want it?
here.
It's a new quick lap for Davis.
Lap number 98. There's still
19.7.
time.
2 to go here.
I cannot remember the rules package. There is one green-white checker, I think, now in the
Yep.
Bootleg Racing League. Coming across the line, working lap number 99. 2 to go for Mike Holloway. Liston and Spees, your top
One more.
three.
Good lap, but you're quickest so far.
Quarter with a nice run up into 5th. Davis would like to get a top 5 if he could, working on the back. Everybody else pretty much settled into their spots. Well, he took his time. He played it like a veteran. I'm talking about the number 88 of Mike Holloway as he X's the corner number 2.
Oh, and
Go ahead.
Davis, yeah, I'd say Davis just doored his way up a
That's the
spot.
end of the session.
Holloway out of 4. Starts
Win back.
season number 31. Celebrates the summer
35
solstice
miles
with a
per
win.
hour.
No virgin sacrifice tonight. Liston in 2nd. Kurt Smith is going to get 3rd. Spees will settle for 4th.
It was fun. I gotta wonder what the are you and Davis on a team?
Fighting Tim Court for that top 5 spot. The number 7 gets it.
Oh,
Woo,
okay.
that was some fun racing. It's over. The broadcast is now. Take a short break. Come back, run down the entire field, talk to the top speed drivers before we put a lock on the gate. Who you watching? The Virtual Grip Network.
Left front 90%, right front 57%, left rear 90%, rear right 82%.
Lets the guy get clear there. It's rude. It's rude. I should have passed all of them. But started dead last, finished 8th. So can't complain, I guess. Well, I can. Wanna win. That was fast. But with that, that's all my league racing for the night. Thanks for the follow from Loken, and I'll be trying to do a stream in the middle of the week. Otherwise, I'll be back next Saturday for some more league racing action. Thanks. See ya.